This stem on our national anthem might be erased after a request that was made by an EFF member to Gaton McKenzie. Hello my beautiful people, Dumela Kazi, welcome back to the cafe. Libito la ka ke K. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning Sabi, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence once again. I hope you are doing super well. So in this video, we are talking about a request that was done by Fana Mokoena. If I'm not mistaken, that's his surname, but he is a member of the EFF, and he requested that this stem on our national anthem should be removed because it is a representation of, or it represents, apartheid regime. So if you'd like to hear more about this one as well as my views, please do stick around. Let's get into this video. So Fana decided to ask Gaton McKenzie to consider removing, or they're requesting to remove this stem from our national anthem. If you don't know this stem, it is Odiplo Fan on say yeah mel edit deep den fan on say. That part should go. That's what the EFF is saying. Before we dive deeper into it, let's get into this one.
Can you, Minister, accept the stem or accept the apartheid flag in the same way that you accept the stem? Because the two go together. You raise a flag so that you sing the anthem. Thank you.
No, the two goes together in your world, not in the real world. Because in the real world, the old flag does not exist anymore. So the stem is part of the national anthem. I will accept it. You see, there's so many amongst you that wants us to still live in the past. We have moved on. You can stay there, but we no longer live there. We will sing the stem.
So before we get into it, I just want to say Gaton McKenzie handled that very well compared to how the actual EFF people are actually emphasizing everything and trying to be very harsh in their words when they speak, and how they shout when they speak and they want to be heard, as if you are shouting, you are going to sound more intelligent or more convincing. I don't know. But he made valid points as well. Fana made valid points as well on his side, which obviously they need to be checked in. We need to discuss all those things, and we need to see if people agrees with Gaton or with the EFF that this part of the national anthem must be removed. Specifically, he raised Fana raised an issue that he doesn't have a problem with Afrikaans, but he has a problem with the national anthem. If you remember, this part of the national anthem was merged to Nkosi Sikelela during the beginning of our freedom, during the beginning of the actual current state of the political sphere in South Africa, which is democracy. So it was merged there, but it was a national anthem that was sung during apartheid by the apartheid government during the regime. But on our side, we always had Nkosi Sikelela, and most of the words on that Nkosi Sikelela are the words that you find in a lot of African countries. Their national anthem have got that Nkosi Sikelela in them, and this is very important to us as Black people. It is a prayer, and Nkosi Sikelela Morena Buluka in Sotho. It is a prayer. It was a prayer that kept our people, which is ancestors going back then, and it is something that we still carrying it with us because it represents our country, it represents our humanity. It also represents the diversity of this country, and it shows the whole world how we are united as a country. So before we divulge in so many things, I want to say also, I know when we touch in such topics in South Africa, especially if I am black and I'm touching in those topics and I disagree with the notion that the Afrikaans part of the actual national anthem should be removed, and if I disagree with that notion, then some black people will call me a sellout, which is something that I find it absurd all the time, that if I disagree with someone that I have the same pigment with, then I will be called a sellout, which it doesn't make sense, because we've got our own opinions. Each and everyone has got their own opinions. That's why we also have comment section on this platform, and that's why I don't delete comments or engage with each and every comment. If I don't disagree and I feel like I don't want to answer or I don't want to reply to a certain comment, I just don't do it, because we might clash in the comments and all of those things. So I know that I'm gonna say I disagree, and yes, I'm fully with Gaton on this one. I disagree that we should remove distem on our national anthem. As much as it was sung during apartheid, I don't see a necessity that we should be focusing on removing and learning new lyrics of our national anthem. And we cannot we cannot erase white people's history. They are here, they are living with us here in South Africa. It is their country, they were born here. Some of them, they didn't choose to be here. Their parents were here and they were born here. So why should we police their history when we don't want our history to be policed? We had to dig deeper to know what is our history, because it was erased during colonialism, right? So we want to do the same thing with white people that are living in South Africa, that are calling South Africa their home. We want to do the same thing to erase their own historic moments. That national anthem, if you translate it in the language that you understand, it doesn't say we must kill people. It doesn't say we must do this to people. It doesn't really infringe or it doesn't really oppress your own views about the whole country. I don't see the necessity of it all for us to focus on things that are just something that you cannot even explain. That why should we remove the national anthem? Is it going to help us with the inequality in South Africa? Is it going to help us with the high crime rate? Is it going to help us with the high unemployment rate? Is it going to do anything like that? Because you can remove it, but we're still going to have the battles that we are fighting right now in South Africa. It's been 30 years since we started singing the distem, and things still are the same. Yes, there are certain things that have changed there and there, but at this point of time, a lot of things are going wrong in South Africa. There's a huge amount of corruption that is happening. Each and every politician is just looking after their pockets. They don't care about the masses, and that's why a lot of people are still living in poverty, because obviously our priorities are at removing the statues of the apartheid, name changing of the towns, changing the airport's name and all of those things. But some priorities are not looked after, like getting rid of poverty, getting absolutely rid of poverty, getting rid of the crime that is rampant in this country, and also look into the inequality so that we can move forward as a country with our history. Because if you say distem must go, what if another leader would lead South Africa in couple of years to come, and your children will be there, and they would say Nkosi Sikelel should go. How will it feel to you that Nkosi Sikelel should go? It doesn't feel right. And we've been singing Nkosi Sikelel way before apartheid, right? That means we still can sing Nkosi Sikelel in million years to come, as long as the humankind is still existing. And leave the white people that are here in South Africa until their white South Africans decides to leave the South African country and say, okay, we are done with South Africa, all white people are out. Or if we've got someone like Mugabe and say, get out of my country, and we don't have white people, then you can say, okay, we erase everything that has to do with white people. I don't know if that would change anything. I don't know that would fight crime. I don't know if that would fight corruption. But if they are still here as South Africans, they are South Africans, it's their history, and they love to sing this stem, they should be allowed to do so. If you don't want to deal with the situation that we are in right now, that we are a diverse country, you can stay behind, just like what Gaton said. If you don't want to move forward with everybody in this country, you will stay behind. Stay there behind, and we can move on without you. It's not like when you stay behind and licking your wounds that will never end, we will miss you. It's not gonna work like that. We have an opportunity to rectify a lot of things that are happening here in South Africa. Yes, which part of those things is racism. Racism is yet to be dealt with, and it's gonna take other hundreds of years for the racism to go away. We cannot change every single person. We cannot change other people's beliefs, and we also have our own beliefs, and those beliefs can be toxic to other people, right? We have those things. We also have to fix our own demons before we try to fix things that don't really need fixing. The national anthem doesn't need fixing at this point of time. It's not that deep. It's not infringing on anyone's rights. It's just a national anthem. We've got more important issues that we should be dealing with at this point of time. We've got problems with our education system where children cannot read. Children are unable to read. It's 2024. Parents are busy buying children all these gadgets, but children cannot take a book and read properly. So those things are the things that we should be focusing on. I would say EFF should be focusing on the land issues that they have, the land issues, and uniting Africa, and whatever that they always scream about, they should focus on that one in order for them to change that 9% into something. Because right now, if they keep on trying to divide us, they will be dividing themselves. They will be dividing that 9%. In the next upcoming elections, that 9% won't be 9% anymore. It would be divided because a lot of people will go and vote for different things. They will go and vote for parties that are advocating for change, advocating for service delivery, advocating for unity, advocating for a lot of things that are so important in this country that we need to actually prioritize before we can talk about lyrics. This country is not ruled by Nkosi Sikelel. This country is not ruled by D-STEM. So we need to actually put our priorities straight, and we need to have a niche and know what we are doing. We cannot be shaken by all the shenanigans and the craziness that the EFF puts on the table. They could have said something else. They could have talked about how to bring sports in rural areas, like how to bring rugby in rural areas, how to bring together traditional healers, how to teach people about our indigenous plants and all of those things, those indigenous plants that our forefathers were living off. They were getting healed by them. How about those things? How about you raise those issues? How about you raise those issues? I know they cannot raise those issues because they themselves, they know nothing about the indigenous plants that were helping out in eradicating flu and all of those things long time ago. The only thing that they're focusing on is Louis Vuitton. yeah, Louis Vuitton and whatever, Michael Korses and all those expensive stuff. Yeah, well, I said it. That's what I said. That's what I said. If you come for me, you can come for me. But I need to hear your opinion on my comment sections. And do you think the national anthem is just a waste of time for us to be focusing on that national anthem issue? Do you think it infringes in other people's rights, because the white people also have a right to have a sense of belonging in their own country, because this is their country as well. And Afrikaans is not only spoken by white people, we've got colors. I mean, imagine a Diplo fan on say is gone. The next thing we've got Nkosi Sikelela, and we've got Morena Buluka, and then we've got Yomase as a national anthem, like something different. Braimi, Bura Vorso, whatever. I have no clue what we might have to actually add as part of our national anthem in the Afrikaans context. But anyway, thank you so much. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Thank you so much for watching till this far. Thank you so much to people who subscribed, the new ones, and thank you so much to the old ones who have been so supportive so far with me niching out from the entertainment to the political discussions, because I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would do political discussions. It was not something that I really wanted in my life. I didn't want to associate with myself with politics, and I didn't want to actually talk about politics on my social media, because I felt like it's a complex discussion. It's a very difficult, and there's a lot of things that are going on, and I don't want to involve myself in those things, because I can be very agitated easily, and I can be very vocal easily, and that might be translated in a very bad manner. But thank you so much for supporting the part that I am now in researching all the time with these topics that we discuss over here. And I'll see you on my next upload. Have a fantastic one. Peace out.